McLean kids, we're back. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful week. If you tuned in last week, you will know that there were some strange things going on at the farm of Chuck Filet. Last week, my friend and reporter Jackson Goodreader broke the story of Mr. Filet's unusual chickens. They seem to be a very unique breed. Jackson, do you have anything for us today? Oh my, again? It seems as though there is something very exciting going on at the farm. Over to you, Jackson.
This is Jackson Goodreader, and I'm once again broadcasting live from the Filet Chicken Farm. Please say hello to the owner, Chuck Filet.
Howdy.
Chuck, it's great to see you again. It looks like you have brought more eggs with you.
Yes, sir, I have.
Are the chickens laying strange eggs again?
You can certainly say that.
What have the chickens left for you at this time?
Well, I went to the chicken coop the other morning, and Betsy laid this egg.
Oh my. That looks like folded prayer hands, don't they?
I kind of thought it looked like supervillain hands, like rubbing together in evil delight. But now that you say it, they do look like praying hands.
What did the next chicken lay?
Well, Cindy laid an egg that had a mini little whip in it.
Oh my, that looks dangerous.
I guess it would be, if you were the size of a hamster.
What's in the third egg?
It's nothing. Snowflake just had another little boy chicken.
You mean a rooster?
Yes, sir, but I don't think that has anything to do with the other eggs.
I'm not so sure, Chuck. You remember how the last 3 eggs were part of the Easter story?
Yes, I do.
I think all 3 of these eggs are the next part of the story.
Get out of here.
Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray just before everything went bad. He prayed that God would spare him for all the horrible things that were about to happen. But he also said that if it wasn't possible, he would follow God's will and obey.
My goodness. Sounds like he was afraid.
He was afraid. He knew he was going to be hurt.
You mean with this here whip?
Not that whip, but a brutal, dangerous whip. Jesus was beaten with 39 lashes, and he had a crown of thorns placed on his head. It was physically painful, and it was also humiliating to hear the soldiers make fun of him.
That's just terrible. But what about that rooster?
That was probably the worst pain of all. All of Jesus' friends deserted him when he was arrested by his enemies. And one friend named Peter denied knowing Jesus not once, but 3 times.
You mean Jesus went through all that for Peter, and Peter said he never knew the guy? That's awful.
It is, but it's a good reminder that we need to be bold and unafraid to say we love Jesus. Jesus went through so much for us. He wasn't afraid to be mocked and made fun of. He was willing to be hurt physically and emotionally so he could save us. Why would we ever be ashamed of him?
Golly, you mean some of Jesus' followers are actually afraid to say they love him?
No one likes being made fun of or mocked, but if they truly love Jesus, we will be willing to suffer the same things that he did because he did it for us.
Wow, my chickens are wiser than I ever dreamed.
They've given me a lot to think about, and I'm sure our viewers too. I can't wait to hear what your chickens do next. Thanks for watching today's live broadcast. Now back to the studio and Miss Amy.